Hi, and welcome to the start of this channel. In the next 8 to 9 minutes resonate with you, you might want to hang around. We all know this version of being a man in your 30s and 40s that looks completely fine from the outside. A good job, maybe a family, friends you see a few times a year. You're managing, you're holding it together. And inside, something just feels off. Not broken, not in a crisis, just alone in it. This channel exists for that person, for that version of you. I want to start by being honest about why I make this. Not because I had it all figured out, because I didn't. I noticed over a long time that conversationally I actually wanted to have about how I really felt, about the weight of things, about relationship, about whether I was doing any of this right. Those conversations just didn't happen. Not with friends, not with colleagues, not even sometimes with the people closest to me. And it wasn't because no one cared, it was because there was no space for it. Men my age, I'm talking 30s, 40s, we aren't really taught to have these conversations. We are taught to solve problems, not to sit with feelings, to be useful, not vulnerable. And most of the time, that works until it doesn't. Here's what I know about men and mental health, and it's not pretty. Men are 3 to 4 times more likely to die by suicide than women. But men are far less likely to seek help. Not because they don't need it, because asking for help doesn't come naturally when you have spent your whole life being told that needing help is a problem. There's a particular kind of loneliness that men in their 30s and 40s experience that nobody really talks about. You leave your 20s, your social circle narrows, you're busy with work, with kids maybe, with life administration. And somewhere in there, you realize you don't have anyone to talk to about the things that actually matter. Not really. And you don't say that out loud because that sounds pathetic. Because men aren't supposed to be lonely. Men are supposed to be fine. And there's another layer to this that nobody really names. From a very young age, men picked up the message that attraction works in a certain way. That the people we want to be with are drawn to confidence, to someone who holds it together, who can be your anchor, the support emotionally as well as practically. We are taught, even if it's never said out loud, that showing you're struggling makes you less. That being too emotional, too soft, too much is a turn off. That costs you something. And so, even in the relationship you should feel the most safe, even with the person who loves you, you don't bring it up. Because somewhere in the back of your mind, there is this quiet fear that the moment you show the weight you're carrying, something shifts. How they see you, how you see yourself. That's not a weakness, that's a trap. And it's one most men are navigating completely alone. I'm not a therapist, I'm not a counselor. I'm just someone who noticed the gap and decided to do something about it. So, what is this channel? A few things. First is a thinking space. I use AI, especially Claude, as a way of thinking through things privately. Things I wouldn't say to most people. And what I found is that having somewhere to put your thoughts, even to an AI, opens something up, makes things clearer. This channel will explore how to use a tool like that, not as a replacement for real connections, but as a way to clear on what you actually think and feel. So when you do talk to someone, you know what you're trying to say. I do a dedicated video soon showing exactly how I use Claude when I'm stuck in my own head, what I type, what it says back, why it actually helps. That one is coming. Second, it is a research channel. I want to dig into what's really going on with men and their mental health. Numbers, studies, real patterns, no clickbait, no watering down advice. The kind of information to help you understand yourself a bit better. Third, it's a community in the making. Right now it's just me talking down into a microphone. But the goal is, if you're watching this and you find something here that reflects where you are, Someone gets it. Who's asking the same questions? What you'll find here is honest conversations about isolation, about relationship, about what it is mean to be a man right now. Practical tools that you can use. No judgment, no toxic positivity. And I would never say, just go to the gym advice. I want to be clear about what it isn't, because I think it matters. This is not therapy. I'm not qualified to give mental health advice, and I don't pretend to be. If you're struggling with something seriously, please take contact to a professional. I can always point you in that direction when it's relevant. It is also not about bashing anything or anyone. This is not men versus women, not politics, none of that. This is one thing: men and how they can feel less alone. And it's not going to be perfect. This is me figuring out. The production won't always be slick. Thinking won't always be neat, but it'll be honest. And I think that's worth more. The format will probably change when we go along. As I learn, I can become better. As we all learn, we'll become better men. If any of this landed, and if you're watching this and thought, yeah, that could be me, I could be part of this, then subscribe. Not because numbers matters, because it means you'll be here for what comes next. Over the next few weeks, we're going to cover why men lose friends in their 30s and what to do about it. A full walkthrough how I actually use Claude as a thinking tool, what I type, what comes back, and why it helps. The loneliness epidemic and why men are hit the hardest. And how to start conversations that you have been avoiding for years. This channel is Minded Men. It's the same handle on Instagram. If you know someone who needs this, share it with them. I'll see you in the next one.